Hello, this is the Google Bard, and I got access to this on an invitational basis. So what I understand is that ChatGPT is open for everyone to try and see what it can do. And on the other hand, Bard, as you can see here, it says Bard experiment. This is still on a beta testing level, and you get access to on like invitational basis. So I received this invitation a couple of weeks ago, I think 3 weeks ago, when I received this email. It's your turn to try Bard. Welcome to Bard, your creative and helpful collaborator. Here to supercharge your imagination, boost your productivity, and bring your ideas to life. Your feedback helps Bard improve its responses, so it's still experimental, and so take it for a spin. I have not tried Bard that many times over the last few weeks, but I decided to give it a go and see what it can do. So I'll enter a prompt here. What comes to my mind at the moment? I'll do that and I'll see, and probably I'll do a few Google searches to try to find out what Bard is saying, whether it is appropriate or not, whether it's a good response or not, and more importantly, does it feel like AI response? I like a good level AI response or not? I'll do that. B. I'll try to understand what is meant by green energy. When you say that an electric car is greener than a regular car, or choosing an electric car is going green, a bicycle is greener than a car, a jet plane is not green. What do you mean by these things? So I'm going to have this discussion with Bart. So I think let's start with the basic questions first. What is meant by going green?
Going green is a term used to describe the practice of living in an environmentally friendly way. It can involve making changes to your lifestyle, such as recycling, conserving water, and using less energy, or it can involve making changes to your home, such as installing solar panels or using energy-efficient appliances. There are many reasons to go green. Some people do it because they are concerned about the environment and want to do their part to protect it. Others do it because they want to save money on their energy bills.
That would be me,
And still
definitely.
others do it because they believe that it is the right thing to do.
Okay, I'm going to find
No
out as well.
matter why you choose to go green, there are many benefits to doing so. Some of the benefits include reducing your impact on the environment,
Mm-hmm.
saving money on your energy bills, improving your health,
How so?
making a positive impact on the world. If you are interested in going green, there are many resources. Improving your health, making a positive impact on the world. If you are interested in going green, there are many resources available to help you get started. Bibrari, or from environmental organizations. You can also find green products and services at many stores. Going green is a journey.
So the things I've picked up from here is that going green, although most commonly we use or see being used in terms of like vehicles, airplanes, cars, it's not limited to that. Recycling is also going green. If you keep recycling stuff, that's the part you're playing in going green. Conserving water, conserving natural resources, water or anything is going green. So uh, the other thing that piqued my interest here was that Some people do it because they're concerned about the environment. I'm concerned about the environment. I'm concerned about my energy bills. Reducing your impact on the environment, I can understand that. Saving money on the energy bills. How does going green improve your health? Is it by indirectly reducing pollution so that pollution doesn't get back to your body again? Is that how you? So that would be one question. So this is, I think, a fine answer, nice answer. How does going green improve your health? You go, Bard. Is that my answer? Okay. Read aloud.
There are many ways that going green can improve your health. Here are a few examples.
Exactly.
Reduced
The
exposure
first
to
one.
pollution.
Okay.
One of the biggest benefits of going green is that it can help to reduce your exposure to pollution. Pollution can cause a variety of health problems, including respiratory problems, heart disease, and cancer. By going
Exactly.
green, you can help to reduce your exposure to these harmful pollutants. Increased physical activity. Many green activities involve physical activity, such as walking,
Oh,
biking, and
hmm.
gardening.
Like rather
These
than taking.
activities are great for your health, and they can help
Okay.
you to lose weight, improve your cardiovascular health, and reduce your risk of chronic diseases.
Hmm.
Improved mental
I'm already
health.
doing that. So,
Spending time in nature has been shown to improve mental health. Green spaces can help to
okay.
reduce stress, anxiety, and depression. They can also improve your mood and make you feel more relaxed. A sense of purpose. Going green can give you a sense of
Isn't
purpose.
Bart confusing these
When you
two
make
things?
choices that are good for the environment, you are making a positive impact on the world. This can boost your self-esteem and make you
Question. Reduced exposure to pollution, I understand. Increased physical activity, I definitely do understand. A sense of purpose, definitely. It's kind of you have purpose. Yeah. You know you know what you think. So you know what you're doing. You have a purpose. And you feel better about yourself because you think that your purpose is something good, something bigger than you. All good. But when Bart says that going green improved mental health because green spaces can help to reduce stress, what do you get from that? Doesn't sound like Bart is jumbling up a few things together. Going green, the action of going green has nothing to do with green itself, like a forest or a green space itself. Okay, right. So the number 3 point, I don't think it is a very nice point about this. Getting more exercise, reducing exposure to pollution, improving diet, getting more exercise, reducing stress, getting more exercise, reducing stress. This one is better. Pollution, physical activity, improve mental health, sense of community, conserving or using less energy, eating less meat, walking or biking or growing your own food. I think this one is good. This one is good as well, I think. This one, not so good. Not factually correct. Additional feedback, I don't have time for this. Right. So now, now that we have these things, I'm going to ask another question that came to my mind previously. Is that electric vehicles? How is an electric car greener? Electric
Electric cars are greener than gasoline-powered cars in a number of ways. They produce no emissions while driving. This means that they do not contribute to air pollution, which can cause respiratory problems, heart disease, and cancer.
Mhm.
They are more efficient than gasoline-powered cars. This means that they use less energy to travel the same distance.
Mhm.
They have a smaller environmental impact than gasoline-powered cars over their entire life cycle. This is because the production of electric cars requires less energy than the production of gasoline-powered cars, and electric cars can be powered by renewable energy sources. Of course, the environmental impact of an electric car will depend on the source of the electricity that is used to charge it. If the electricity
That's
is
the question I would
generated
ask
from
next.
renewable sources, such as solar or wind power, then the environmental impact will be even lower. Overall, electric cars are a greener option than gasoline-powered cars. They produce no emissions while driving, they are more efficient, and they have. Electric cars are greener than gasoline-powered cars in.
This bit is important. Zero emissions, more efficient, more factual. I like this. So electric cars convert about 75% of the energy in electricity. Gasoline powered cars only convert 20%. What does it this say? Reduce air pollution, more affordable. Now, my next question would be, let's put it in this way. Where does the elect, what I wanted to explore is that could it be uh, scenario or the situation that electric cars are improving the environment, or electric cars are greener locally but not generally? Could it be the case? I'm going to explore that now. What I mean is that electric cars are producing less emissions. So in the city they are being used in, there will be less emission, less air pollution. So it is definitely greener locally where it's being used. But, for example, if the electricity driving that electric car is coming from coal powered electric, what do you call, like, generator, uh, electric plant, if you say so, yeah, coal powered electric plant, and like anything like a not renewable fossil fuel powered something, then it will still have, still not very similar, but it will still have significant environmental impact, not locally, but generally or globally. It will probably still be very efficient because looking at here, that electric cars convert about 75% of the energy compared to fossil fuel powered cars, which use less than 20%. So even if you're taking electricity from a fossil fuel powered plant, electric cars will still be more environmentally friendly. But what percentage of energy that we're putting into electric cars are coming from renewable energy? So I think that's the question. Where's the electricity for uh, electric cars come from? Is this a good question? I mean, I think Socrates said that. It's, I don't exactly remember the quote, but let me paraphrase it. That you need to ask good questions. I think he had this idea that we know everything that there is to know. We only need to ask the right questions to get the answer out of ourselves or someone. So we or everyone knows everything there is to know. We just need to ask the right questions to understand what to know. Definitely, I don't fully agree with that. There's a lot of things that we need to explore, which we do not have any innate knowledge about. But what I think, to get a proper response, you need to ask a proper question. So this question, where does the electricity for electric cars come from? I think we can do better. I can do better. Definitely, you have a better question. Please comment it down the comment box, and I'll try to get an idea what my format of the question should be if you try and help try and help improve my question asking skills. Right. So let's make it the first bit of the question. Where does the electricity for electric cars come from? The next bit I can ask, if this is coming from fossil fuel powered plants, how we already know it's still greener. Greener is that compared to a regular car? I'm going to ask more questions. Yeah, this is not, yeah. Hopefully the next one will be better, but let's roll with this one now. Okay, that's one big answer. About the other ones, this one's smaller. Okay. Ah, Let's read this aloud.
The electricity for electric cars can come from a variety of sources, including coal, natural gas, nuclear, hydroelectric, wind, and solar. The environmental impact of electric cars depends on the source of the electricity used to charge them. If the electricity for an electric car comes from a fossil fuel-powered plant, then the car will still produce some emissions. However, the emissions will be much lower than those produced by a gasoline-powered car. This is because electric cars are more efficient than gasoline-powered cars, and they don't have a tailpipe. For example, a study by the Union of Concerned Scientists found that an electric car powered by the average US electricity mix produces about half the emissions of a gasoline-powered
Fact
car.
check that, please.
And a
Fact check
study
that.
by the Natural Resources Defense Council found that an electric car powered by renewable energy produces zero emissions. As the world transitions to cleaner sources of energy, the environmental impact of electric cars will continue to improve.
Yes,
In the
I agree.
future, it is likely that most of the electricity used to charge electric cars will come from renewable sources, such as solar and wind. This will make electric cars even greener than they are today. Here are some
No guilt.
additional facts about the
No guilt car
environmental
driving.
impact of electric cars. Electric cars produce
Guilt-free.
zero emissions during operation. This means they do not contribute to air pollution or climate change.
Locally.
Electric cars are more efficient than gasoline-powered cars. This means they use less energy to travel the same distance. The production of electric cars requires more energy than the production of gasoline-powered cars. However, the environmental impact of an electric car is lower over its lifetime. This is because electric cars produce less emissions during operation. As the world transitions to cleaner sources of energy, the environmental impact of electric cars will continue to improve. In the future, it is likely that most of the electricity used to charge electric cars will come from renewable sources, such as solar and wind. This will make electric cars even greener than they are today. Google it. Bar
I think I should do it on live Facebook rather than recorded videos because uh, I could get inputs about asking questions from you guys as well. Um, Two brain is always better than one, and like 10 is better than two. The more, the merrier. Now, what percentage of electric car energy come from renewable sources? That's a good question to ask.
The percentage of electric car energy that comes from renewable sources varies depending on the country or region. In
That's
the United
understandable.
States, for example, about 20% of the electricity used to charge electric cars comes from renewable sources.
Very
In
bad,
Norway,
USA.
on the other hand, about 98% of the electricity used to
90.
charge electric cars
Good
comes from
job,
renewable
Norway.
sources. As the world transitions to cleaner sources of energy, the percentage of electric car energy that comes from renewable sources is expected to increase. In the future, it is likely that most of the electricity used to charge electric cars will come from renewable sources, such as solar and wind. Here are some additional facts about the percentage of electric car energy that comes from renewable sources. The percentage of electric car energy that comes from renewable sources is increasing. This is due to the fact that the cost of renewable energy is decreasing, and the availability of renewable energy is increasing. The percentage of electric car energy that comes from renewable sources varies depending on the country or region. This is due to the different mix of energy sources that are available in different countries or regions. The percentage of electric car energy that comes from renewable sources is expected to continue to increase in the future. This is due to the fact that the world is transitioning to cleaner sources of energy. Google it. Bard.
Right. So if you look at this response, let's have a quick look. Right. Few things to take from, few points to note from this answer. Like USA, what? I mean, you can do better, guys. You're kind of like, if we go by Marvel movies, you're kind of like the center of the world, and like people from around the world look up to you. So I guess you should probably try and improve your percentages, renewable sources. So what this means, literally, that if you're driving an electric car in the US, 80% of the electricity is coming from non-green, non-renewable sources. So you're probably just um, still, the efficiency of that electric car would be much higher than the efficiency of a fossil fuel powered regular car. So it's not 80-20. The percentages would be better than 20%, but still, you are reducing the pollution locally, mostly, not generally. On the other hand, Norway, good job, man, 98%. How do you manage that? I mean, is it like almost 100% of the energy being used in Norway is renewable energy? How can you manage it? Is it because you have a very few people, very small population? What's the population for Norway? Like, what is the population of Norway compared to the US? Just look at this, 61 times larger. Uh, so I guess what's going on in here is that, right, what was I thinking? I was thinking that what's going on in here is maybe that is a reason that renewable energy sources alone are not enough to supply energy for that many people. But anyway, hopefully someday it will be much better. Most of the world will be able to survive on renewable energy. And as you can see, when most of the electricity powering the electric cars come from renewable sources, green sources, if you prefer that, and most of us are happy to drive electric cars. Maybe we'll need some encouragement by the government to subsidize electric cars, which many of the countries in Europe are already doing. If this is a worldwide thing, which is a very good thing, government encouragement to buy electric cars over regular cars, then at some point we can hope that electric cars will be almost green, an almost green choice, which is still not the case, probably most of the world. Yeah, I mean, envision the future when you're operating all of the machineries like vehicles and everything, but you're still not poisoning the nature, the world, the environment. That's what I'd say is living in harmony with the nature. That's what we should strive for. So yeah, the idea of electric vehicles definitely a step towards the right direction, I'd say. And yeah, so I'm pretty impressed, and I think we're heading towards the right direction. Even if your country is not using mostly renewable energy, still using an electric car can help reduce pollution because of two reasons, as you remember. One is local. If you're living in a city which has very bad air quality due to pollution, like I think Shanghai, New Delhi, uh, cities like those, using an electric car can massively help improve, if most of the people use them, can massively help improve the quality of the air there by reducing the pollution, by reducing the emission. Also, since it's more efficient than a regular car in terms of how much energy it uses to go similar distance, even if you're using fossil fuel, you're wasting less of it, if that makes sense. Other thing to consider is that so these two things are the main factors driving your decision to pick an electric car, even if it is slightly costlier, slightly pricier compared to a regular car, if you're environment conscious. I think there are, I think I saw a few things that over a lifetime, uh, it pays for itself because the cost of buying fuel, like octane petrol, these things are more like pricier, more expensive than the electricity you use to charge your vehicle. That's one thing. But even if it's slightly pricier, even if there's no government subsidy, and you are environmentally conscious, you want to live in harmony with nature, and you want your future, the future world, to have a chance and you don't want to do any further irreversible damage to the nature, I think we should probably try and pick, if you are able to financially, we should probably try and pick electric vehicles. Looking at the answers by Bard, I don't see no reason not to. And yeah, that's it, I guess. So if I'm able to, I'd probably pick an electric car over a fossil fuel powered one. And I'd encourage you to do that as well, if possible. And I'd really love to see that all the world governments, all the countries, they are coming forward to subsidize the purchase of electric vehicles. And maybe just like tobacco, put an extra tax on regular. I don't know. I'm not going to suggest that. I'm not a policymaker, but that could be an idea as well. Like making electric vehicles much more readily available compared to non-electric ones. That can be one way to go about it. And what else? Yeah, making all the non-private vehicles like public bus and like public vehicles, like things that government can control directly, making all of them electric vehicles. That can be one way to go about it. Yeah. Right. If you do have any other suggestions or any other question or comments specific to this topic, like going green, using electric vehicles, then please drop your comment in the comment box. I'd really love to see what you think and what I'm missing in this topic, on this topic. I'd definitely under, I'd definitely like to understand the big picture. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye.